Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. Today we have a brand new USB for you. It is Wildside. It is a jam-packed USB. There's lots of different variety on here. We will go through the board so you can see exactly what is on the USB. It is item number 251126 for you. We've also got the QR code there as well. It is on a show price for you, and that will go back up at midnight tomorrow. So take advantage of that show price while that is there. I'm going to go through some of the samples so you can see what the design team have been up to. So this one here is by Tracy. You can see that. How cute is that? I love these flowers. And you can see, look, the artwork. It looks as if they've got almost like gold foil around the edge of the flowers. Really, really pretty. So Tracy did that one. We've got one here by Wendy. Look at that train. That'd been a really nice Christmas card, I feel. Oh, baby saying bunny. Bunny is saying baby card. No, I get what you mean though, because like you do think of like trains and things, don't you? So yeah, I do get your thinking. Then we've got one here by Jackie. Look at that. And this is a really nice one of showing you exactly how much more the having them on a USB form, because the mats and layers from the silhouettes of the animals has actually been welded together with the sentiments. So you can see, look, the whole card is that shape. So you can pop your shapes on and then weld them so it makes the complete card. Or then look at this. Karen did this one. Look at that. That would make such a pretty wedding card. I think I've just gone wedding because it says love there, but that would be a lovely sympathy card. Engagement. That makes me think of new baby as well. I don't know if it's because of the white and the blue. And then we've got another one here by Wendy. How pretty is that? And then look at that. Look, but that one, if I just put this one next, this one open. How different do they look? But it's the same file that's been used. You can see it's the same card shape, but two completely different looking cards. Absolutely lovely. And then look at this one. Got one there by Karen. How lovely is that? And then we've got one here by Janine. With all the art. I love him. I love the artwork as well. It's like you can see his hair. Like he almost looks as if his hair's moving. He's waiting for his little fringe to blow in the wind. Really cute. And then you do have 3 exclusive card shapes on here that haven't been dyed and will not be dyed. So this is one of the card shapes that you have on there. And then I've got another one here, and then I'll show, and then I will show you the other one when we get Is that it? That's it. Yeah, or you can, let me just pinch this one. Oh, there. That's so pretty. It's like, do you know, because they go in and like that, it really gives you that like wow factor and that illusion of it coming out, doesn't it? Yeah, really Art Deco themed. Really, really pretty. Right, I'll keep the other one, shall I, for after the other samples? And we'll go over to the boards. Let me just put this on there. Right, and let me just move these, because otherwise my mat is not going to go through the machine. Right, let's go through these so we can see. Oh, I should have given you my sheets. No. Do you want to? It's up to you. Oh, she's going to come and get the sheets. And then she can tell me what each one is. in motion. So we've got Sweet Meadow is the first one. This is the 3D flower heads. So you can see you've got little pieces here where your flowers will sit, and then you've got the foliage there, so you can build up your own florals with this one and really make some 3D flowers. Really, really pretty. That was like the one that I just shown you. I'm just grabbing this one so you can see, look, how you can build those up. Really, really pretty. Then our next one. Oh, this is still part of it, so you can see you do get a lot in there. I love this one. Really, really pretty. Then Full Steam Ahead. Oh, Steam Dream. Oh, I was close. I was close. Steam Dream. I do love this. I do think it makes such a lovely Christmas card. It's such a nice size as well. You can imagine just adding like some snow on where the snow was just landed on some pieces. Really, really lovely. Then we have Light the Way. Now this actually stands up, doesn't it? It almost, you get two of these and it kind of sits like that, and then the lantern will hang like a 3D card. So really pretty. I love the lantern though. Just using that as a card shape I think is so lovely. Again, Christmas, this could be used for so many different occasions. You can mix this up. You could even pop something inside the lantern, put a sheet of acetate in there, put some tiny lights around there, and then put a sheet of acetate on the inside so you can see the lights coming out. It would be really pretty. Stable door, barn door, stable door card shape. Now you do get the two different shades that you can see there, but look how detailed this is. You do get the matte layers, so you've got your card base, your layer, and then you've got this detailed design. The door as well, you have got matte layers for the door, so you can decouplage the door up, but you've also got kind of like you've got your cut lines that go around the door, so you can see there where you've got those cut lines. You can snip around here and that door can actually open, so you can have the door where it opens. You could pop one of the animals behind so it looks as if they're coming out, or obviously you could have the door in the background and build your scene in front. So you've got lots of options with that one. Lightly Weathered next. So you've got, these are your scene building elements, and these are perfect for building your scenes. You've got that ladder, you've got your Pleasant Pastures, this is from. Your foliage, I adore this. So many different ways you can use them. Just popping them next to the doors, next to the animals, really helps build that scene up. Then we have, oh, this is just called Pleasant Pastures card shape. I mean, look at the size on that. It's such a lovely, detailed design. Now, don't forget, obviously, you were doing this now on the USB, so you can now resize this. So this could be 12 by 12 if you wanted it to be. It could be the start of your scrapbook page. It could be home deco item. So you've got the option, even this one, you could make this part bigger, you know, and have this larger. So you've got so many different options with this, but that is so detailed. And that, you could use that all year round. That could be your birthdays, your Christmases, your anniversaries. There's any occasion you could use that for. And then we have Wild Floral Fan. Now I really like this because what you can do is, I've used this in different ways, because you can either just like, one of the ways I use this, because they're stuck on that like circle in the center, was I literally just folded them up like a fan. So you've got like a cluster of flowers there that you can just pop behind something and you've got that ready to go. Or you can just snip these off and then you can just tuck them in behind your scenes, like the rockery and the, like these, you can just tuck those in behind there then, or add them in here and they'll just build into your scene really easily. Oh, she can't find it, she can't find her. Stocking yeah, stocking up this one. Again, those scene building elements are absolutely amazing. You've got your like tail veil there, you've got your side pieces, you've even got the little log look with the accent. So great to add in again, like think of that barn and add in these pieces around it. Your seam building elements, these are perfect. Sitting pretty then, so we've got your chick, hen with the eggs in. Look, that's going to be so lovely for Easter, isn't it? But just any occasion, you've got to take it easy. You know, that could be a get well card, new mother card, Bunny's just said. It would be so many different ways of using that. Really lovely. Also, you know, you can also cut the hen out. So if you wanted to build that up with flowers, you know, you could put that, you could put the hen next to it and put the hay under there. So you've got lots of different options of how you want to put these together. Run of the roost next. So you've got your little like hen house. So you can pop that on top of here if you want to, and then these are like the steps that would go next to it, so you can build that in. You've got your basket look of eggs, and then you've got your feeder as well. So these are such lovely scene building elements. They can go in the background, they could be in the front of the cards. Really nice. You could also use these as little like dog houses. You could even cut the door off and use like the pooches or the little pups, and you could have the little pups sticking out of there, or the dogs, or you know, you can pop, or even the animals as well, like these. You could have the little piglet coming out of there. These are the farmyard friends, so you can see how perfect they will go with everything that we've just shown you. You can have all of these, like you could have that stable door look, and you could have his little head poking out of the door. Same with the horse. You've got lovely animals there to build up. You do have the mats. So remember that card I showed you at the start where the card shape had been made like that. So you can see how you can weld those. So having the mats for the animals does make a difference, because that's how you'll build your card shape then, using them. So now we're going to go on to Golden Age. Orchid Rays card shape to start off with. So this is the one I showed you, that black and white one, I think it was, and the blue and white one, which looked so different. You know, one looked very Art Deco because of the, you know, the things that have been put on it and the colours. And then the blue and white one made me think of like baby card or a wedding card. So lots of different ways that you can use this. Different colourways you put this in, I think will look completely different. All you're going to do is cut two of these out, the base, and you glue your tabs together. So that's the top of the card. And then obviously you've got all of these lovely mats and layers to go on there as well. Really, really lovely one. And you have the florals to go with. I love the, like, look at the artwork. Honestly, they look as if they've got little bits of gold like on the edges of the flowers, which are so pretty. Having black and white as well, or the gold and white, to me gives you more versatility, because black and gold go with any colour. So you could add in bits of pink with that, or blue, or whatever colours you want. You could add in different colours to them as well. Fine and dandy next. You've got those lovely shoes, like the hat and the little stick cane. Oh, I think that's so cute. You can make that. Can you imagine if, like, I remember you could, oh yeah, they did. Because like I remember, like my little boy going through phases of like, you know, wanting to do magic tricks, and you could use the hat like a little magic trick, couldn't you? Which would be so cute. Or like prom cards. You know, there's so many different ways. It could be a wedding card. I mean, a wedding card for a man. That's so nice, because it's like something different, isn't it? Really, really lovely. And then we have Evening Awaits. I love that. Can you imagine them? Prom cards, any type of card you could use that for. They are lovely. I love the suit. So I just think they are so usable. Even though it's kind of like that Art Deco theme, I think it's kind of like just on the edge of Art Deco. Like you can use it for Art Deco, but I think it comes away from it as well, depending on the colours and the background of the card you do. So lots of ways of using that one. So feeling fabulous. Obviously we've done him, now we're doing her. Look, you've got the fan, the shoes, and that perfume bottle. Now the fan, I love this because you can see, look, you've got those cut lines going down the fan, so you can actually fold it like a fan and then put it flat, so it does give you that illusion of the folds in the fan. You've got the shoes and that little bottle as well. That is so cute. That makes me think of like my gran. She had a bottle like exactly like that on her dresser. I don't even think she used it. It was just there, and it was like, I just remember being fascinated with the little like puffy thing and just being like, but what is it? Then we have chosen tipple next. So we have our cocktail glass and everything that you need to decorate these, which is amazing. Now you do get different colorways as well, so it doesn't matter what cocktail you like, your colorway is there for you. And you've got all of these, look, to decorate. Are you a cocktail person, Bunny? She's saying she can drink a cocktail. What's your favorite cocktail? Oh, okay. Shall we, let me see. Feathered and fern. Next, these I think are so lovely. So obviously these are kind of on the Art Deco theme, but I do think these would be lovely just in general with your flowers that you could mix in. Like if I just grab this, like you can see how they're just placed in there, and you could place these like little tuck-ins with so many other collections. And look, you can see the fan there, how it's folded, but these are just lovely tuck-ins. Obviously you could use them as more of a standout piece. I think they are so pretty on their own, but little tuck-ins like that, they are just perfect to just help build those flowers up or just decorate those little corners. Then we've got life of the party. So these are your sentiments. You've got those mats there, which again is so handy, like that one I just showed you, where you've got that there, so you can see how the mat has been used to weld into the card shape there. So really handy that you've got the mats with that. And then you've got time to party, celebrate, and fabulous friend. Now you can see you've got almost like gold artwork there for them as well. Lovely sentiments. You can see really nice and bold as well, so really clear to see. And even if you're just putting them on the front of your card, you've still got that mat there to kind of bring it to the front. So just like the one we just showed you, you can see that, look. So it still stands out, even though it's, you know, there's things behind it. So you've got that mat there to help that stand out. She's on the search. Standing tall, this one is. Let me see, I'm sure I've seen one with this. So you can see, did I see one? I feel like I did. That's it, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, so it kind of covers it a bit from the front, but if I stand that up, oh, it's okay. You can see up here, look, you can see how that will stand up like that. Obviously, you've got different options of where you want those folds to be, but then you've got that illusion then of them coming at the front, and you've got the option on the back of decorating. But obviously, you've got those mats and layers there as well, so you can build that up to a really lovely card on its own. And obviously, when you look at that, that's a card for any occasion that you can use. You've even got the like picture frame stand style as well that you can pop on the back to make that stand up. Elegant foliage next. Now I've definitely seen one of these, and this has taken us into Floral Dawn collection now. So you can see there, that built up into your card. How pretty is that? I do love this because it's leaves as well. Again, you could use that with any collection, any occasion that could be. You can mix that up in so many different ways to use for other cards. And obviously you could use a portrait or landscape as well. Really, really pretty one. Upstanding sentiments next. You've got love. enjoy, birthday, celebrate, and engaged. So you've got, I love that they're going a different way. I think it's something different, isn't it? I think, oh, it was on the one I just showed you. So we've got one there. So you can see celebrate. And then I'm just going to grab this one as well, because I think that's a good one to see. So you've got love, and you can see how that's just been enlarged. And then you've got celebrate there. So it's perfect with that card shape, isn't it? But I just think it's something unusual as well to have it. They're nice and big, clear to see as well. So really, really lovely one. And nice ones for different occasions. I mean, enjoy, that could be anything, couldn't it? You could mix that into love, that could be for any occasion as well. Raised above next, look at that. I love that, I think that's so lovely. Great scene building elements. These are great grounding elements as well that you could place in. Again, would work so well with anything that we've just shown you. You could work these in with them. Look at that. Burst of blooms. These are absolutely stunning. They were just on the card that I just showed you. Look at them. How pretty are they? Really vibrant. Lots of colours in there as well. So you could mix in, like you can see now with him on there, really makes the little yellow flowers pop. But then you could make it more of that red colour, make it more of the pink, the purples. You can mix those up and bring different colours in there. You've got lots of decoupage, but like you can see, you know, don't be afraid of using those decoupage pieces on their own. Mix them up, and you've got two different compositions as well that you can do with your flowers. So really lovely one to have in there to work with. Dawn Friends next. Look at these. They are so cute. Look at his little face. And so you've got your little bunnies and your little blue tits. They are blue tits, aren't they? Yeah, I got one right. So I only know that one because I swear there are so many of them around where I live. All the time. You'll just wake up in the morning, all you can hear is the birds going. Look at him. He's like, you've just caught him doing something naughty. They are just so, so lovely. They're going to be, I love the blue tits as well. Obviously with these, the lovely thing about having them like this is that you can change them. So like you could do it like that one where you can see they've been enlarged ever so slightly. But then you could make them smaller. So if you have a card and you think, oh, do you know what? I've got some flowers. I just want to add a little something in there. You know, you could make them, maybe you've already got your scene here and then you think, do you know, I just want to add like a little bit, it needs a little something. You could make these smaller and then just put your small little birds in and have them work for you. But just so you can see it, really, really lovely. Then we've got fine leaf card shape, which is this and this one. So are they both in the same? Oh, okay, they're both on the same file. So then we've got these two. Let me see if we've got, oh, that was the one I just showed you. So you can see there, that's what that one's going to look like. Let me just see if I've got a circle. No, I don't think I do. No, but it gives you an idea, doesn't it, of what you can build up. So you've got the mats and layers, you've got your card base, your mats and layers, and then you've got that lovely fine detail on there. That makes me think of Lord of the Rings. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why. Like if that wasn't there, I don't know. But you could, even this one, you could cut the center part of this out because you do have the file look for the middle bit. So you can make that into an aperture. You could even just build your flowers around then, almost make your own wreath card. Lots of different ways you can use it. I do really like this. Just build them up. They're really easy, aren't they? If you've got a base like that, your card, you've got that mat and layer on there. You don't need to go in and do lots more, do you? And then you do have your 3 card shapes then as well. So you've got the scalloped rocker card, which is that one that you can see there. Then you have this one. which is the fan easel card, which is the one that we did show you in the easel shape, but that's up on top. I'm not going to grab that, but just so you can see the shape that you get. Do you know what that kind of makes me think of as well? Like a shell. Just like, I don't know, a little bit. And then we also have the lattice folding cards. So you can see there you've got different options. Like this one would fold back, like the one I showed you earlier, or you could have it like this. You've got that lovely window in there. So you've got lots of different ways that you can mix and match these up. Right, just gonna pop these over there. And we'll put these somewhere. Right, I'm going to put them over there. And then we can do some cutting, shall we? Right, let me grab my mat and we'll cut out our floral. Now, Bunny, you're going to have to tell me what the file is. Burst of Blooms. Right, so I'll put that on there in Immo. Right, let's go to the scan and cut. We'll do this. Right, so obviously we've popped the USB in. When you pop the USB in, the light will actually come up on the USB, so you know that it's actually plugged in. You can see the light there, so you know that's in and ready to go. And then you're just going to go to retrieve data that you can see there. And then really nice and easy, you can see the USB symbol. So you're going to click on that. And then when you want to do this, you have got a separate file. So you've got a file there for Cricut users. So a Cricut reads the file. The Cricut machines read the files a little differently to the scan and cut. So you do have your own file there. So if you are a Cricut user, or if you're sat at home and you haven't used these before and you're thinking, can I use them with a Cricut machine? You absolutely can. As long as your machine reads SVG files, then you can use the USB. It's just that we know the Cricut read them a little differently. That's why they've got their own little file there. Then you've got your paper. So you do have, how many is on here? 222 background papers on the USB. So that is obviously on your computer. That is where you're going to go and you're going to print out any of the background papers that you want to use with this. And then you've got SVGs and vignettes. So that is where you are going to get your SVGs from if you're using a scan and cut like me. And that is where you're going to go to print out your artwork. Okay, so everything you need is going to be in there. So Burst of Blooms was ours, wasn't it? So you're going to click on that, and then we're going to get our file. So you've got your detailed cut and you've got mass and layers, and then you've also got a speed cut as well. So your detailed cut, let's just show you over here. So if I zoom in, your detail cut is going to give you all of those little detail cuts that you get on a die. Okay, so all of those little cut details, you're going to get the exact same amount. That same amount of detail in here. So you can see you've got a lot more cut lines on there. Now, if I go to a speed cut, so I'll go to number 1 because that's the same. So can you see it kind of gives you that outline cut, but it still cuts out, you know, any little bits that need cutting out. So that is going to, so for me, it depends what you're doing. And it depends where something is going. Like if I was doing something like that one, so you can see, look, these rabbits have got those detail cuts on there. So I wouldn't necessarily cut out all of these in the detail cut, but this that's going to be at the front, you can see just having that extra detail on there really does add that little bit of difference. So just depends where where you're doing things. So this is what we're going to cut out. So I'm going to press OK, and that's going to load onto our mat. Now we obviously need to line these up exactly like we would with dies. So you're going to go into Edit and you're going to select everything that's on the mat. So you can see everything's got a red square around it. Press OK, then you're going to go into edit again, and then you're going to press this so it becomes 1. So now, if you press OK, you can now move everything and it all moves together. Okay, so you don't need to worry about anything. So once you've done that, we're going to load our mat in next. So I'm just going to load this up to the machine. And I've just retacked my mat. So I've either not put enough on and this is going to move, or I've put too much on and I'm not going to get it off. We shall see which one. Right, so we've done that. So what we're going to do now is scan our mat. So you've got this little symbol. You can see it's got a mat with a bar across it. So we're going to click that. It asks you, do you want to scan? Yes, we do. So press start. That will scan then. So we can see exactly where that sheet of paper is on our mat. And that will come up on our screen then. Every time I do this, I think it's so clever how it knows. There, so we can see our sheet there. And then, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to go back into edit and I'm going to zoom in twice, okay? So I'm zooming in to 400%. And you can see on the artwork, it's got that little corner bit that's missing. And on the file, it's also got that little corner bit that's missing. So all we're going to do is just move those corners. I'm not looking at anything else, okay? You don't need to look at all of your flowers, all of those little details, nothing. Just look at that corner. Am I blocking you? Okay. Right, so just, what I do is I just move it to its slightly in place, then just give it a knock with those arrows until that corner matches up. That's all you need to worry about, is that corner. Once you've done that, press OK, and everything else is lined up. Okay, so all of those files are in place now. So what I like to do then is I'll just go back and group everything. This outside rectangle I'll delete, because that outside rectangle is there to help you line everything up. That's the only reason, okay? So I just do it to try and keep my blade life as long as possible, because you don't need to cut that out. So we're going to press OK, and then it's going to ask you what you want to do. You want to cut, and then start. So that will just go in and cut out. Now, one of the things I will stress about this, because I think, especially the first time I did it, I think you worry about it. It really is that simple of all you have to do is worry about that top corner. You don't need to worry about anything else, just that top corner. Now, even if you do not line that top corner up absolutely perfectly, you have still got the bleed line like you would. So if you were used to using like our dies and printing off the artwork and having that bleed line, you still have that same bleed line with the printout using it like this. So you can see, look, when that's cutting out, it's almost cutting like in the middle of the image. So you've still got that same bleed line. So even if you don't line it up, you will still be able to use your cuts. You're not going to get the harsh white line. So you'll still be able to use it. And it's such a nice way of like just cutting. Do you know if you make and sell? Like you could be, you know, popping your card together while that's cutting out, and then you could just carry on while it cuts out another one. Because all you've got to do is just pop the sheet on and just load it back in, and then it can just keep cutting while you're doing something. And especially I think flowers, because I think we all like to add like lots of flowers on there, don't we? So you could just be cutting out while you're making stuff. I always say that, and I never do it. I always end up just watching it. I always do. I'm like, well, how does it know to just go, yeah. Oh, I get paranoid that like, oh, have I put enough glue on it? Is the sheet going to move? But yeah, it's just, I feel like it just gives you a bit of time back. And especially if you do make and sell, I think it's such a lovely way that you can do your makes, because obviously that's going to be cutting out for you. So you could be, you know, you could be doing all your mats and layers and things while that's cutting out. Now red, if you just stick those flowers on, and then you've got that ready to go. So you can see now that's done as quick as that. So if I just press OK and lower my mat, and then we'll go here, and then, oh, I got my glue right. Right, now I'm just going to show you this so you can see. Can you see that bleed line? So you can see exactly how you would expect with the die. So even if you don't line it up, you've got that wiggle room. So don't stress about trying to line everything up, because you've got that there exactly how you would normally. And then you can just peel these off. Look at that. And then you've got all of your flowers. So obviously you can use these as decoupage pieces, or you could just use these completely on their own. So you can see this speed cut is what we've done, but it still cuts out, you know, it'll cut out the middle pieces. It still cuts out everything that you need cutting out. It's just not adding in that extra detail. They're so pretty, aren't they? So you've got all the, can I just pull these bits off? Oh, doesn't want to come off. Right, let me move that. Right, shall we go straight into a card? Let's do it. Right, for this one, now I'm going to use the scalloped edge card shape. So this is the one that is, oh, scalloped rocker. So this is the one that comes on the USB. This is the one that hasn't been a die before. So this is one of the card shapes that will be exclusive to this USB. So we're going to use this to start off with. So I've cut this out as it is, and you can see your score line is actually included. So if you're used to dies and you have the line where the die adds in a score line, the scanner cut does the exact same thing, okay? It puts little lines in there so you can just fold it. So if there's a card shape, so like the, what was the big one? That one. Orchid rays. So where you'd have score lines along there, they are still included in the file, okay? So you'd have like perforation lines that go across, so that's your score line. So you still don't need to go and, you know, find your scoreboard or anything. Your score lines are in there for you. So we're going to add that on. So we've got that there. Then I've done my next one. Now this I'm going to put kind of off center. It's going to go about there. So I'm going to just add a bit, oh, what am I saying? A bit of foam just to raise this up a bit, because why not? Let's add that in. Have we had any messages? Oh, somebody was asking if we could use it with a Cricut maker machine. Well, you've got your Cricut file. I don't know if there's, I assume because a Cricut is a Cricut, that you do have files on here for a Cricut, but, you know, I don't know about specific models of Cricut, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to just put that off that. Yeah, it is US. If they still read SVG files, then you should be able to use it. Like obviously I'm using the scanner cut. You could use Silhouette machine, you know, as long as it reads SVG files. Maybe somebody does use a Cricut who's watching will comment and say, you know, that they use them, and then we'll let you know. Right, so that is going to go on there like that. So these are the mats that are, again, the same card shape. Okay, so I haven't gone in and popped anything extra on here yet, other than what is included in a card shape. So this is going to go on there. And then this one. You know what, let's add some tape on that, why not? Go big. Let's add a bit of tape on this one as well. So add that in there. And then we can add this in. So we've basically done our card shape from the USB. So I've just cut out the card shape, the matte and layers. So that's your exclusive card shape. Now you can see that I've put it on the side, but that's because I'm going to add in some elements here. So you could put it in the middle, you could put, you can put it anywhere you want really, but that is the card shape that you're going to get on there, which again could be so many different occasions you could use that for, couldn't you? Right, I'm going to put that flat, and will it stay flat if I do it like, yes, that's fine. Right, so let's add in some of our flowers. So let's get the one that we just cut out, and we're going to pop this. Now this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to try and get this kind of like level with the card, so it kind of stands up itself. So I'm going to use some tape, only because I want to stand it up so you can see at the end. And if I use pin flare, I'm a bit worried that it's going to move. So I'm just going to put a bit of tape there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit more. So I've got 2 layers of tape there. So I'm going to add, have I got 2? 1, 2, I've got 3. Right, so I'm going to add another layer of tape. So this is the same level as this. So this isn't kind of like folding in on itself. So that is going to go there. And then we can just add that. So I'm going to just there. So you've got your flowers. So that'll stand up there the same, okay? So we've got those. Now let's add some more bits in there as well. So what I might do, so you've got that one. Now I've got another one here, so you can see it's exactly the same. All I've done is I've just cut the edge pieces off to decoupage this up. So that's just going to sit on there, look, and just make that stand out that little bit more. Let me just put this tape over there so it's out of the way. Right, let's grab some pin flare. And we'll add this in. So don't be afraid to cut into them. Do you know, exactly like you would with dies. If you want to go in and snip some bits out, or add some more in, or you want to snip something away, you can do all of the things that we love to do with these. So we're going to add that on there. And then we'll add some decoupage pieces in. So add this nice big flower, add that in there. And then before I go in and add in and start building this up, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop the sentiment in first, so I know where that's going to sit. So I've got the sentiment. What was this one called, Bonnie? Life of the Party, so from the USB. So I've cut out Celebrate, and I've done that in the same perfect paper that we've got there on the back, and I've got the mat as well for that to sit on, and you can see how lovely that is. So I'm going to stick this onto our card first. So that, I'm going to tuck that there. So that's on there, and now I'm going to go in and build. So I've got my decoupage piece there, and I'm just going to go in, and some of these I am going to add in as decoupage. So like I'll pop one there to build that up, but some of these I'm just going to tuck in and around, because you don't need to use them just as decoupage pieces. You can build these up and just kind of, you make the flowers work for you. You know, if you want to change the composition of them, then just go in and add more to them. They really will fit in different places, and you do get so much decoupage pieces as well. You can just build these up and make them work for you. So I'm going to add that in there, and then I've got another piece here. So I'm going to add that in there, and then you've got these tiny little, are they roses? Yeah, little rose heads, rosebuds. I'll add a few of these in as well. So I'm going to add that one on there. And then I'm just going to add a couple around. See, so I've got like a little gap there by that C. So I'm going to just put that in there like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing there. So you can just add these in and just fill like any little gaps, or just go in and add as much or as little as you want. You can just play around with these and just, so you can add more in. So you could even like build that up and keep going, or you could add in like another one, or you could even put that there and like tuck another one behind it, so you've got like the fullness there, but then you could have another one like kind of more in the background, so your main focus is still there, but then you've got that in the background, because I don't think that looks out of place like that, even though it's kind of, do you know what I mean? I think it looks nice like that. So you could tuck that in there. No, it needs to be there. So snip that bit off, and then you can have that there like that in the background. Yeah, really different. And then if I hold that up, and then all my pin flesh should stay. There you go. So that's obviously the card shape, and then we use the, was it Life of the Party? Life of the Party is where the sentiment's from, and then we've got Bloom, Bursts of Bloom, then for your florals. Let me grab the other box of samples so we can show you. To be fair, I think I've mixed them up so much I can't remember which one's which. Right, let me move that out of the way, and then we can go through. I think it was this one that we didn't go through, because I remember grabbing that one. I know you've seen that one, but right, let me put that there. Yeah, I think it was this one. Right, so we've got one there by Karen's done that one for us. So this was the one that I showed you with the detail cuts there in those bunnies. I think it's so lovely. Look at the size of that as well. To, you know, cut that card out, you've got the matte layers, and then you got that lovely detail. I mean, you don't need to add that much more into that card, do you, to make it absolutely stunning card. And then we've got one here by Janine. So you can see there, again, with that card shapes, that pops up. And you can have that illusion then of things in the front and things in the back of your card. And then the other card shape, shall I grab the other one so you can just, so you can see what that looks like? That's not going to stand up. Let me just put that there so you can see something while I grab the other one, just so you can see what that card shape looks like, because that's actually one of the other card shapes that you've got. That is the other one, and then obviously the one we just did. So those are your three exclusive card shapes, which are, I think, are really unusual as well. It's so nice to be able to have, you know, card shapes that you're not going to be you know, you're not going to get them in dye form here. So this is the only place that you will get them. And obviously you can see that changing that, so it's almost like a flower pot instead. And then look at that. Time to party. I think that's so lovely. I think it's always nice when we see things like more tailored for men. So I always say I think men's cards are hard to do, but you know, it's something so different, isn't it? I love that. Tracy did that one, which is just so adorable. Look at him with his little like paws. Oh, he's so cute. And then from that, we've got, look at that. Really, really lovely. That's like a wow card. But do you know what I love about this card shape? They're in black and white, and with those, it does make me think really Art Deco. I think because the black, the white and the gold, it does really draw me to, oh, it's Art Deco. But then this one, even though it's the same card shape, you know, same flowers, but it just looks so completely different. That could be a baby card, you know, that could be a sympathy card, that could be so many things. And it's just the colour difference just completely changes it. Karen did that one. I think that's such a lovely card. Oh, and then I've got another one here by Karen. Look at that. I love that. That's so pretty. Really lovely. I love these sentiments as well. I think they look something really different. Then I got another one there with the tipple. Oh, lattice foam. I was trying to name the drink. And then I got two more. We got another one here, look, with those animals in there, building up that scene. It just works so well. And then we've got one here with that lovely cocktail again, look. And this is actually that card shape again. So you can see Wendy did this one. So you've got the back that will just stand up. And you can see, or you could even fold them, couldn't you? So you could have them like that. You could have them come in at the front. You know, you've got lots of different options with that, haven't you? But really, really nice. Right, if I stand that there. Right, so for the rest of the day, I will be back on Hobby Maker next. So I will be on Hobby Maker at 4 p.m. and then 8 p.m. So if you want to see some more inspiration with the USB, then come over to Hobby Maker at 4 and 8. And I just want to give you the heads up. At 4 o'clock today, the Legacy Collection order, the pre-orders will stop. So you've got until 4 o'clock today to get your pre-order in if you want the Legacy 2. Maybe you missed it on Friday. Me and Nigel were here Friday, launching the second, I don't want to say collection, second installment of the Legacy Collection, which is Perfect Accessories. Now the cut-off for that pre-order is, like I said, 4 p.m. today. So if you don't want to miss out, that's UK time, yeah, UK time. So if you're watching anywhere else, 4 p.m. UK time. So if you want to grab that before it goes, because after 4 p.m. it'll disappear off the website, never to be seen. As far as right now, never to be seen again. So the pre-order is the only way that you can get hold of it, okay? So just a heads up, if you do want to grab that, you've got till 4 p.m. UK time. Right, now I hope you will come over and join me on Hobby Maker at 4. And then what's Dawn's here then, isn't it? Clean and simple? Oh, well, Dawn will be here next week. We're not quite sure what day, but the calendar will be updated so you can see on there. So I hope you have the lovely